This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
I don't know. Why would they sit there and watch us talk into microphones and look at each other and look at your faces that you give me sometimes?
And co-host Marney Winfield.
In situations like that, if you take the time to weigh the pros and cons of your involvement in something, I think this is across the board with a lot of things in life. You know, does it make sense for me and my world?
It is the 28th of November, 2021. My name is Corey Winfield.
My name is Marney Winfield.
And this is the 217 Recovery Podcast. 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
It's a miracle. I didn't go to the hospital for anything. I didn't have organ failure. It was great.
It's a good day.
Yeah, great little back-to-back days. No, but we're back today because I told you we were back today. Normally on Sundays we do Marnie's Sunday night replay, but since we've been gone for a week, I figured why not just do one real quick. And regret is going to be the topic tonight because I feel bad. I feel real bad.
Why do you feel bad, Corey?
Well, I'm the self-proclaimed fantasy football expert of 217 Recovery, and we have our own league, and you're in that league. Mm-hmm. And I see you every day, and you see how much time and dedication I put into it. So if I usually say something about a player, you think it's good advice, which it's all hit or miss. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a lot of luck is what it is. Well, I gave Tyrone some advice today. I said, Tyrone, drop Johnson as the wide receiver for Tampa Bay. Drop him and pick up Bourne from New England. I think he's going to do good today. Tyrone said, all right, Mr. Winfield. And then he didn't do it. And this Johnson guy got him 1.6 points, and Bourne caught 2 touchdowns and tore it up. Well, I also told him to pick up another guy, Crowder. I said Crowder would be better than the Johnson guy, which it wouldn't have been because Crowder only got 1 point. So you can take my advice as 50-50, like, okay. But he didn't, but he ended up winning anyway, so not a big deal. Well, I also said to you yesterday, or was it today?
It was yesterday.
Yeah.
I had my roster ready.
Yeah,
I was ready. It was just, they had already played on Thursday. I was good to go. I was feeling all right about it.
And then I said, you picked up Galladay, right?
I'm like, I don't think I did, no.
And I was like, oh, because I think he's going to have a pretty good game.
It was not just that.
And then you said, oh, I did pick him up. He is on my team, but I'm not playing. Yeah, I'm not playing.
I'm not playing him because he's not projected that many points. And I don't really have a reason to because I got my roster already set.
But Galladay, they just fired their offensive coordinator who sucked. So they're going to probably want to throw the ball to the guy who they just paid all this money to. Of course, he was a Lion. And usually Galladay sucked because he's always hurt. But when he plays, he does usually pretty good.
This was a 10-minute reasoning as to why that I would be in the wrong if I did not take your advice.
Well, I do want to say I did at one point say, but maybe you don't want to do that.
That's because I wasn't doing it right away. And then you're just like, fine, but you do whatever you want to do.
No, because you were like, because you did it right away, actually.
Well, I looked at my thing and I was like, no, because he's not even really projected that many points. And I feel good about the guy I got.
It's like, maybe you don't want to do that.
So not only did the guy that I put on the bench in his place get 20 points.
Yeah.
That was only projected, I think, 13.
No, he's only projected like
10.
11.
And I was going to roll with the 10.
Yeah.
No, he just makes me pick up a guy that ended up getting 4 points.
He's 6.5. And yeah, he was projected. Was it Higgins or whatever? What was his name?
Higgins, yeah.
Yeah. From Cincinnati. And he was projected like 13 or something. But yeah, he got like 20 something. And then Galladay, however the hell you say his name. I've never had him on my team. I never will have him on my team. But he got 6.5 5.
Yeah, he did crappy.
I felt bad immediately.
So now I'm going to lose my game.
Well, maybe not.
No, I'm probably going to lose my game. But that's okay. It's okay. I mean, I you know what? It is hit or miss. See, for me, I make my own decision. And you know what? You can say shame on me for this because I'm not that isn't as involved, obviously, as you are with your. I don't listen to like what other people talk about and whatever. I look for like the very basic stuff, like when there's an O next to the person's name, I know that I need to take them out. Or if they're not playing, I know that I need to take them out. But for the most part, I kind of just go, I roll with the projected points as my guideline. I don't go further than that. And it's worked for me so far. For the most
you're
part.
7-5. I'm 5-7.
Yeah.
So, you know, of course I won.
But I will definitely let you own that loss for me because
I felt that immediately and I was like, oh, I should change it real quick. And I was like, no, that's not fair either.
How could you have changed it?
Magical.
Oh, no.
But
anyway.
I was just like, no. And then I thought, well, maybe Galladay will do something in the second half. Because at halftime, he had like 1 point or something. It was ridiculous. And of course, they're showing highlights. Higgins again, touchdown. I'm like, that's the second one. And I went and you were asleep, thank God. I was like, oh, I'm glad that she didn't see that. But I knew you were going to obviously see it later and go, why did you? And like you said, it was a 10-minute conversation. So I feel bad. I feel bad that I gave you bad advice.
Because I was misled?
Yeah. And I kind of did that once before, but I was playing you that week, and that just made sense. For the other guy from the Jets, Elijah Moore.
Oh, and he blew it up, and I was like, I'm going to pick him up. And you're like, don't do that. That's stupid.
Yeah. And then you didn't. And then we're watching on Thursday night.
That's okay. It's just
touchdown.
Lesson learned.
Touchdown. Well, yeah. And all I can do, I'm not going to drink over it, though.
No, I'm not going to either.
No, I'm not going to drink over it. And sorry. Okay. But I've given you, I think, more good advice overall, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Bad advice, but that one does sting. Mm-hmm. Because playoffs are right around the corner, and
if I don't make those, then
well, you probably will. But I'm just saying, like, you want to have a better seed sometimes when you get into the playoffs, and
at least you got it all out there and owned it. That's good.
Yeah. Jason Vaughter, who's in our fantasy league, he always starts the wrong quarterback. That's why, if you looked at my team, I only have one quarterback. I don't have that decision. I start the one I have. I'm not saying against myself, nothing like that. Well, Jason has Hurts, who's been killing it on his bench. Just every time Jason puts him on the bench, just goes off. And he'll start Derek Carr, who didn't have good games. Well, this last week, Derek Carr had a good game. And Hurts did not. So I sent him a message and I was like, man, what's up with you always starting the wrong quarterback, you know? And he kind of was like, F fantasy football and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I hope that carries into next week. And I hoped for him to next week start every wrong player because I play him. So hopefully he does that. But it can be tricky, man. And that's something I was thinking about earlier too, is we started the fantasy football league to kind of show people that we can still do fun things. Like fantasy football was something that I enjoyed and never did sober until a couple years ago, until I started my recovery journey this time. Mm-hmm. And it can still eat you up, man. Cause I was thinking about it and I was like, man, I bet it drives him nuts sometimes. And it used to make me drink. It was an excuse, obviously, but
I thought you drank because it was like a
I did
celebratory thing.
But if I made bad moves like that, I would angrily drink. Mm-hmm. And then if my team was winning, I would celebratory drink. You know, like I was still drinking, but like if I was trying to stay sober and like I had made moves like that or something just really made me mad, I could see where, you know, that could lead you to drinking. I guess betting or gambling probably does that to people as well. Mm-hmm. You know, if you lose all your money and you're betting on a game or betting whatever, and you're just like, F it. I just gambled away my rent money. You know, I only have $50 to my name. Might as well go out with a bang, man.
Yeah.
of course it doesn't help anything. It just makes things 10 times worse. But in that moment, sometimes it's hard to see that, and you just want instant relief from that decision you made to blow your money or whatever it was. Making the wrong decision sometimes and second guessing yourself over and over. And if I would have done this, I should have done that. And at the end of the day, thank God this is just fantasy football. Mm-hmm. It's not major life stuff, but sometimes that stuff will come up. And, just be careful. And just remember, though, that drinking, using drugs is not going to fix the situation. It's not going to make things instantly better. So take that with you.
Never does.
Well, we were just going to do a short podcast today. Just wanted to pop in and say that nobody's injured or sick and that everything is going smooth. So
we got some snow today.
Yeah, we
like
did.
Some actual real snow.
Beautiful.
It does. It looks pretty.
Charles was hating on it. Charles also in the league. And he's like, F the snow. Actually, he didn't say F the snow. He just said that he doesn't like the snow.
Oh, the one thing that just, it's always worrisome is that when we have the first snow, and I know we're from Michigan, so you'd think that we're like seasoned, get it? Like drivers in this weather and in, all kinds of different weather. But seems like whenever there's the first snowfall or like we get that first, like, I don't know, awkward slushy kind of stuff that is unpredictable, that people forget that you can't just like stop on a dime anymore. And, you never really know. So it just, I don't know. It's one of those things where you're like, I'm just timid, not so much of myself, but I'm worried about other people. And then also the people that we care about, especially like late at night. I'm always like, did everybody make it home okay? Even though I worry about that every night, but more so when it's just, bad weather.
Yeah. And if you're like me and just got an all-wheel drive vehicle, it does not make you stop faster or any better.
Right.
Like, ice is ice.
Yeah.
So, of course, if you're from Michigan, you probably know that.
Yeah.
But it does take a little reminder sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
So thanks for your public service announcement, Marney.
Yeah, definitely.
Drive safe and wear your seatbelt.
Wear your seatbelt.
Of course, people our age, we've been wearing it our whole lives because that's what we grew up doing. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine? But like, I ain't wearing my effing seatbelt. Mm-hmm. I couldn't imagine that. Like back in the day, like they could just throw us in the back seat. I remember being young and just bouncing around the car, man.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things like brushing your teeth. Like all of a sudden you just kind of do it without even mentally thinking about like, oh, I got to put on my seatbelt now. It's just you put on your seatbelt.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, thank you for your public service announcement, and thanks for listening. Appreciate it. And this is kind of why I got into talking about Jason. He requested that we talk about fantasy football tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see that?
Hey, Jason.
That's what happens. You give us a topic or something, we will talk about it. So
see, it's not just you that he mocks about points.
I didn't mock you.
Well, I'm saying like.
You do have a small shot to win, I think 23% or something. But we'll let you know Tuesday what happened.
Yeah, we will.
Thanks for listening. Check out our website. Listen to other podcasts for any episode, really, on our app, which you can get from the App Store or Google Play Store. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. Win a bunch of free shit from 217 Recovery. Go to the app or the website, 217recovery.com.